What is up, mortals? Alex here. Today I have a very special video for you guys. Yes, most of my videos are very special, but because they are, I believe they are. People have been asking me about uploading more, and I do want to, and I do plan on to. It's just right now it's not the time, and I know I always say that, but this time it really is. Hopefully in the next few months I'm gonna get a better setup and start uploading more. I definitely want to do a lot of dual videos for you guys, like matches and side deck options and how to play the game better, which I have a really cool idea for a segment that hopefully you guys like it. But today I have a Rockets Dragon Link deck. It's definitely one of those decks that I don't want to say disappointed me the most, but I really wanted it to be good as soon as we got basically all the missing pieces, which was the Rocket Structure deck for one, very important, the Guard Dragon cards. But when we got all of those, they decided to go ahead and ban Eclipse Wyvern, which is a huge piece for the deck. So banning Eclipse Wyvern sucked. Japan still has it, but it's getting forbidden for them tomorrow, the 1st of December. Of October. Anyways, I really wanted to play this deck. I've always been playing dragons, just having a dragon deck there to work on. This deck went from being a Red Dragon Archfiend, Red Ice deck to a Rocket deck, and now it's a Rockets Link deck, which is really cool. What I'm gonna be doing today is show you what I played this weekend. I took this to a tournament and I did okay. I lost to Orcus because Orcus is really good. You know, Dingirsu is like nuts. The deck has still a lot of flaws that will be fixed once we get the new set, where we get Striker Dragon and we get a level 4 normal summon dragon that you can send any amount of dragons from your field or hand to search a dragon with the same level of the monster you discard, which is really good. It lets you add your extender like the baby Chaos Dragons. So today I will be showing you what I played and what we're gonna be changing about, because there's a lot of cards that I definitely would need to change. And first of all, we are going to have to sort through the decks. We're gonna put monster spells, traps. This is not a deck profile in any way. This is more of a... And I did this on purpose, because if I sorted the cards and showed you what I play, it would have been a lot faster, yes, but now I can explain why I'm taking certain cards and what I'm going to be adding. Just because this deck, my list was at 50 cards, and there were some cards that I cut, and there are some cards that I had to cut on the fly, just because the meta that was going to play at locals was very Orcus heavy, and then I didn't really acknowledge that. I thought there would be a lot more other things, so I decided to switch some things at the last minute. But essentially, this is what I played at that tournament, and I went X1-1 after 6 rounds, which it's not bad. I played against a lot of Orcus, Salmongrade, and True Draco Demise, which that deck's still obnoxious. But we're gonna start with the monsters, and this is an engine that I played that I did not enjoy very much. In theory, the Rose Dragon monsters are really good. They provide access to 2 dragons, and because, well, let me explain what I mean by access to 2 dragons. So White Rose Dragon has 2 effects. One of them is that if you control a dragon or plant tuner, you can special summon it, and it's a level 4. Perfect levels to make Ib, and Ib the Justicer. It's pretty much the deck. A lot of the times if you don't get to her, you're going to be struggling, so that's why the deck is missing power, like generating advantage for free. That's what the deck is missing, and with the new cards that we're gonna get next set, it's gonna help with that. But the Rose Dragon monsters have this one has 2 abilities: to special summon itself, and once per turn when this card is normal summon, you can you can special summon a Rose Dragon from your hand or graveyard. So the only one I play is Red Rose, and when Red Rose is used to summon a Synchro summon or a Synchro monster, you can special summon a Rose Dragon from your deck, which is really good. You can get the second copy of the White Dragon. And there's a few plays that you can manage to summon the red Rose Dragon, and the Ib Justiciar will float into the Chalice. So that's 8 stars worth of monsters, and you can make your Boral Savage Dragon before you even commit to your Guard Dragon plays. And then because this guy was used for a Synchro summon on the Boral Savage Dragon, you can get yourself a White Rose Dragon, which it's a level 4 lower dragon that allows you to climb into your Guard Dragon plays. So in theory, I was a big fan of this. I was playing 3 and 1 Blue Rose Dragon, and I wanted to take out a Black Rose just so I can like explode and then come back into the field with like bigger dragons. Since we have Tempest, we have Reborn, we can have Darkness Metal. There's a lot of ways to put a lot of damage, and having access to a quick Black Rose and basically extenders was the mentality. And it was really cool because if you drew both, you could Dragon's Ravine this to send the Struder or whatever, and then you can normal summon this guy, bring himself back, and you can see a lot of the plays, basically free advantage, and that's what I was going for. Sadly, it didn't perform as well as I wanted to, and that's the only reason why I was playing the Chalice as well. So sometimes I summon Ib, and then I would draw the Guard Dragon, and I only play 1 copy. I think I should just play the second copy, even though it would be more of a brick. It's not a bad card. It plays around Impermanence, it plays around Veiler, things that target. So I think adding the second Guard Dragon might be the move, and let's see if I have that around me. The World Chalice was great, but it's not a dragon. It doesn't do anything besides to speed up our deck. So what we're gonna do is, let's see. There you go. So I feel like for right now, it's much better to play just the 1 Guard Dragon in the deck. But if you're playing against a lot of targeting like decks, which we are, everybody's playing 3 Impermanence, and they usually wait for your LP. And if you have this in hand and 1 in deck, guess what? You can go right ahead and stop your opponent's targeting effect, which is really good. And he also is an extender. It can be done through the main play, or you can just save him for later, and he's a monster reborn for normal monsters. So I feel that cutting the Rose Dragons and the World Legacy World Chalice, it's a good move. I was just doing it for the fun, really. So we are out the window with those, and we're gonna add the second World Legacy Guard Dragon. So we are going to talk about, so first engine, the World Chalice Justiciar engine, it's pretty much done. Now we're going to talk about the main engine, what you really want to resolve and you barely ever do, because, you know, Ash Blossoms, Effect Veilers, what Ogres, Impermanence, all of that. But this engine is the 3 Draconet. I decided to go with 3 Draconet and the 2 normal monsters, the Galaxy Serpent and the Flame Guard, just because it's a lot smaller to play this over than the Evil Oviraptors and the Fossil Digs and the Iolo. So those cards, the Oviraptor is the only better card out of all of everything, right? So Oviraptor, it's excellent card. You can get yourself a Tyranno, which is pretty good, or you can make a level 5 Synchro if it results, right? But we're thinking about not just wanting to go combo off and win the game, because that doesn't happen. That doesn't really happen. This card never resolved for me this tournament. They all had Ash, Veiler, and Permanence. They had Ogres one time, which sucked because he's a level 3, yeah, but this is the most powerful starter that you can have in this deck. And sometimes you can do some baiting, like Foolish Burial, you can activate Dragon's Ravine. I was playing Terraforming, which I think I'm going to add because getting back Boot Sector is amazing. And yes, Boot Sector will be searchable next month, but I'm still going to test this deck around a little bit before then, and I'm going to add the 1 Terraforming just because having access to Boot Sector was so huge. It was great every time I had it. So this is the best engine to start off. It doesn't play more than 5 cards. To be honest, You don't even need this card, but the reason why you play a Galaxy Serpent is because Draconect's a level 3. So if Draconect was a level 4, then I would only play the one Flammable Guard. But in this case, I have to play this one. And he doesn't do anything besides be target for Draconect. And sometimes you can special summon it through the Guard Dragon. But you still have to play them. I much rather play this guy than any of the dinosaur cards. So if you guys are playing Oviraptor in them, I guess that's fine. But give it a thought. I don't think the dinosaur cards are good in this deck at all. So I decided to go with these. They didn't result once, but when they do, it's usually game. So we're gonna keep those. We're gonna talk about the rocket monsters next, because the rocket monsters are what made the deck possible, in my opinion. You couldn't play Dragon Link without rockets. They added so much to it. Let's see, cool. So for the rocket cards, I played a very small package, which was good, but at the same time was I wish I had more at one point. And I guess this is part of the rocket engine, but we're gonna talk about them separately or individually. Rocket Tracer, probably the best one. The card is just nuts. It locks you into dark monsters from the extra deck, but that doesn't matter. You can still summon your Guard Dragons. You can summon all your big dudes that basically win you the game. Since I'm not playing Crystalling, as you'll see, I'm actually playing Red Hot Abyss. And it's been working out even better than I thought. I'm definitely going to add the third copy of this. It's just way too good not to. Before the tournament, I had the third copy in here, but I decided to cut it to add other things like the Red Reboots that were awesome. I think I'm going to play Red Reboot in any combo deck just because Impermanence is everywhere. And also, I went second every game. I didn't really want to have to deal with Nibiru. I could summon Borrelsaur, kill my opponent. There's a lot of plays you can do and pump out like 11,000 damage. More than that, if you guys want to see those combos, I can definitely show them to you guys. But yes, for now, I played 2, but from today on, I'm going to play 3, maybe 2 when we get the other cards from the next set, because they're really good, and maybe having one less copy of this will be correct. But as of right now, we're going to play 3. And for the other rockets, of course, I'm going to keep them at 1. Silver Rocket, I did not trigger his effect to banish one of my opponent's cards in their extra deck, but there's definitely plays that allow you to do that. And against Pendulums, you usually win the game. Against Sky Striker, getting rid of that Kagari for good, it's really good. Banishing their one Mermaid is excellent too. So being a 19 beater that floats, not bad, just the one. Magna Rocket, the best OG. Monster removal without targeting, really good. Definitely the one. One of my favorites, Rocket Recharger. I like this card, and I know a lot of people don't, and that's fine because it requires a huge amount of setup to make it like broken. The card's not broken in any way. It's just good, but when it resolves and when you manage to set it up, it's just nuts. A lot of the times you bring back like Red Eyes Darkness Metal and then just keep going. Its effects is that if a monster, a dark monster that was special from the extra deck was destroyed this turn, you can send this from your hand or field to the graveyard and special summon any other dark monster. Darkness Metal. It's really good, and it floats, of course. It has no attack, but 2100 defense. It's really good. You can definitely summon it off quick launch and do a little floating. And the one that I kind of want to play 2 of, it's Rocket Synchron, and I really do want to play a second one of this guy because I've missed it a few times. I draw him when I need him in my deck for quick draw, quick launch plays, and I have a second copy somewhere. Let's see. Here it is. So I do want to play a second copy of this, so what we're going to do is add him to the deck. There's too many instances where I needed a Rocket Synchron in my deck, so I could special my level 1 synchro, a tuner, and make a level 8 synchro, and this is definitely a 2 of from now on. Just because of that, you want to keep him in deck. You don't want to special summon from your hand. You really don't. If you draw him, you can send him to the graveyard, and then you can bring him back later. But you'd be surprised the amount of times I wanted a second copy in my main deck just so I can make Burl Savage with Tempest. Really good. And one Absurrouter Dragon. I want to fit a second one here, but it's once per turn. It's an amazing extender if you happen to have Tracer Dragon or Rocket Tracer, because you go so plus of this pop special effect search, and then if you have the field spell, then you can do a lot more things, and that's why I'm gonna add the terraforming so we can search that field spell, and it also searches Ravine as well, which is not bad. But just the one good extender. It's a good dump of Ravine early on, and if you happen to start grinding, you can just bring this guy back and then keep getting your rockets. Really good car. I want to test the second one, but as of right now, it's just the one. For a mini engine, or let's see, for a what should I call this? Extenders that are not the greatest but are still pretty good. I decided to go with Gateway Dragon. Really good car. It trigger. I mean, I'm not gonna say triggers, but it's able to start and like accelerate a lot of your plays. I wanted to play 3 at first, but it became really cloggy, and 2 was fine. You only really want to see it one time, but if you play the 1, you'll never see it, especially in my deck that I'm playing more than 40. So I decided to go with 2 because worst case scenario, you have both and you can special and start your combos that way. Really good car. I was really pleased, especially going second. Every deck link summons except the True Draco guy, so you can special summon and summon a level 4 lower dragon. It can be a rocket, it could be Brotar. You can start your combos. Resolving that, it's broken in itself, but 2 Gateway Dragons, really excellent car. I'm going to still play going forward. Maybe just the one, but the second one was really clutch. We're going to talk about, I guess before we get into the main dragons, the main potatoes of the deck, we're going to talk about one card that I decided to add just because I was lacking level 1 tuners, and at first I was playing 1-for-1, and 1-for-1 is cool and all, but I am going to play once we get Rocket, the Rocket Link, what is his name? I'm spacing out, I'm going to post the name later. I can't really think of the name right now. Wow. I was thinking, if I play 1-for-1, when that guy comes out, Striker Dragon, there we go, oops. When Striker Dragon, then yes, I can summon Brotar, get my baby dragons, or the new guy that searches dragons, and I can link summon into him, get the field spell, and roll. But right now, 1-for-1 is just too risky. Everybody has Ash Blossoms, everybody's playing Nibiru, so you don't want to discard a card, just a monster, to get into basically Brotar. So I wanted a level 1 tuner that could special summon himself, and this guy is not a dragon. Yes, it would be amazing he was a dragon, which, by the way, I have a Tangy discussion coming up soon. I hope you guys like it. I've been working on it for a long time, so hopefully you guys like it. Look out for that. But I want a level 1 tuner, and this guy, if I have no effect monsters, I can special summon him, and then he's a level 1 tuner that makes Ib. Getting to Ib is the most important part of the deck, and the times that I didn't get to her, I was not doing any better. So the deck needs a lot of broken advantage, and the new cards allow us to do that. And hopefully we get Needle Fiber. Konami, give us Needle Fiber. Anyways, for the dragons, Darkness Metal. I don't think I have to explain this guy. He's busted. Hopefully they don't ban him, because if they do, then this deck is just gonna like be really weird. Darkness Metal, ladies and gentlemen, play this card. Tempest. It's legal. I'm gonna play Tempest. It's a dragon ruler. Like, what? You're crazy. If you're not playing a dragon deck right now, you're crazy. Destrudo, I want to fit the second copy really badly, but just the one is fine. I never really wanted a second copy, but just having access to it was good, and that's why I want the second copy. Especially because you can pitch it up Ravine and then get anybody else, and even if they ogre or Ash Ravine, you still like got a hand trap out just because you dumped the Destrudo. So maybe 2 Destrudo. My target of choice for the Hermetic Seal is Ether. Some people play Goliath, some people play Ether. Goliath, it's just a blowout. It really is. Scything your opponent, it's really good. But Ether, it does the job precisely what you need for. What I mean by that is, if you did the right play, the right combo, your opponent will not be able to play, right? I guess if they have Nibiru, then yes, you won't be able to play. But if you resolve your play, your opponent doesn't get a turn. They don't. So why do you need Goliath when it's going to lock you out of the extra deck when you can just bounce a guy or anything, summon this dude, and banish their monster that would start their plays in the first place? And you can just put everything on attack or link away next turn and kill your opponent. If they pass with you like all down board, I don't know what they're thinking. They should just scoop. But Ether is really good. It's really aggressive and it's really defensive. Not once per turn. If you happen to loop him somehow, you could. Really good card. If you're playing Goliath, give this guy a try. And if you have been playing this guy, props to you. Ether, really good card. For the limited cards, or more limited cards, one of each of the baby Chaos Dragons. These guys, I don't want to say deserve to be at 1, but this dude is. As you can see by Japan's ban list, Wyvern Buster was put to 1. And it's, I'm not going to say deserved it, but it did so much, especially with the Thunder Dragon engine was obnoxious, and I love Thunder Dragons, as you know. But if these guys were still at 2, I would definitely play 2 of each. These guys, you want to see them a lot. And the next guy that comes out in the next set, it's a level 4 monster that on summon you can search things. So you can add one of these guys, so you can start your play. So basically that guy is 4 materials. And if you guys want to see plays with those, with this deck, I can definitely bring that for you guys. I'm sure decks like this are really fun, even for me. When I see these decks online, I'm a big fan of combo decks, okay? But the last monster is Brawltar. Brawltar is... So many people call Brawltar broken because he searches pretty much any monster in the game. Even gods. Yes, even gods. Which is silly. Anyways, in this deck, he's going to be searching dragons most of the time. Sometimes when you have your side deck, you can search a fire zombie if you're playing against Shiranui. Seti. Shout out to my friend Seti. Anyways, Brawltar is such a powerful card in this deck. It lets you get to Darkness Metal, which is huge. I usually do not summon Darkness Metal out of from my LP. When I do the combo, I usually summon Brawltar, so I can get Darkness Metal and then do more plays like that, because Brawltar has an excellent effect in Graveyard. If one of your guys dies by battle by card effects, you can boop, special summon him. Then you can trigger his effect again. So he's a body that lets you search 2 big threats. And there's no Chaos Dragon Levineer, but I do want to add that to this deck later on. Not right now. With the absence of Eclipse Wyvern, it's not very good. This is it with the monsters. For the spells, we're going to start with the main card of the deck. So we have 3 Quick Launch. You just gotta play this card. Quick Launch is such a good card. It starts and stands and ends your plays. Excellent card. I knew one day this card would be amazing, and this is the date. Or next month will be the day. But right now it's still really good. It gets you Rocket Tracer and then lets you get more dudes. And you can pop this with Rocket Tracer so you can get 2 dragons from the deck for free. Crazy. Play set of those. Because we are playing a combo deck, we're going to get this out of the way now. We're going to play 3. A whole playset of the best card in the game. Called by the Grave. Again, combo decks. We don't want to get Ash on anything. We don't want to get Veiler, really. Getting Ogre sucks, so this is usually for Ogre. This is the one deck that Ogre just like completely destroys. Call by the Grave is the best card in the game, and I'm allowed to play it, so I'm going to play a playset in this deck. I'm not really playing it in any other deck besides this and my hero deck. Which, if you guys want to see an update, I do not have the new hero cards because they're a ridiculous price, but I am planning on getting them. But let's go back to spells. I'm playing 2 Ravines and 1 Boot Sector, like I said, and this was great. I really enjoyed it, and as a matter of fact, I'm just remembering that I will be adding the one lone copy of terraforming. It's limited. Terraforming, it again, having access to 2 amazing field spells, it lets me dig through my deck, and it's an ash bait. I don't think anyone is ashing terraforming right now, but because it's limited, you want to ash it once, and if they don't have their field spell, it usually means bad times. So like Guru, like Trickstar, Sky Striker sometimes, True Draco. So they might ash this, and I'm perfectly fine with that. The reason why I'm playing only 1 Boot Sector and 2 Ravines is that Ravine is searchable through Romulus, which I guess I could show you if you didn't know. Romulus can search Ravine when he is summoned, and we can have terraforming to search the second Ravine if we need to unload our hand. And usually having multiple Ravines, it's not a bad thing. You can set up your graveyard really well, and I'm playing some Reborn cards that allow us to extend our plays. So having multiple Ravines is never bad. Having just a 1 Boot Sector, so if I have Boot Sector and terraforming, I can just go get the other one basically. So if I have this, I need to dump more, I'll get the second copy, and if not, I'll just get the Boot Sector to basically able to play through hand traps and extend my plays. And remember, this is a go in second list, so the Boot Sector with the terraforming, I think it'll work. And later on, I might cut the terraforming, of course, or I might just keep the 1, even with Rocket Striker Dragon. So really good. If you're not playing the Ravine or the Field Spell Engine, give it a try. I highly recommend it. So because we do play normal monsters, and they're very important, especially Flame Bulgar is the most important monster actually. Tuner, because Rocket Synchron, it's really not. At first I thought he would be the star tuner of the deck, but it's not. It's definitely Flame Bulgar. You need access to a level 1 normal tuner a lot, most of the part of the combos. So having access to it, and allows us to summon Ib, of course, and Ib again is the best card in the deck. And speaking of Ib, we'll go through those later, right after this. So 2 unexpected dies, it allows us to put a tuner in our field. It allows us to put a dragon on field, which later on it will become Striker Dragon. So really good card, and as you can see, the spells that we play are like really broken ones, and that's what you want to have. You do not want to open monsters, you want to have spells. Speaking of Ib, I'm playing 2 Royal Legacy Guard Dragon and 1 Royal Legacy Succession. I like this ratio because if I draw 1, I can go search the other one, of course, and if I have 1 of these, I can go search this. It allows for follow-ups. It allows for not all the time you will be OTKing your opponent. We do play Boral Sword Dragon, and we can usually OTK our opponent, but you want to have this card in hand because you will be hand trapped to death, and this card allows you to play through that. This card alone lets you play through 2 hand traps, which is nuts. It's crazy, the power of this card alone. I don't think I would play 3, but depending on how the meta shifts when this deck is full power out, I think I might have to play a 3rd copy. But as of right now, 2 in 1, really good card. It's Monster Reborn. It brings back Darkness Metal Dragon, so I'm quite happy with that. For the last 2 ofs, I'm playing 2 Dragon Shrine. This was at 1 for the very longest time, and I should just put it to 1 again, but I did play 2 and it was cool. I just want to see 1, honestly. Having this in your opening hand is like really strong, and especially with when Eclipse Wyvern was out, holy hell, this card was busted. You usually send level 1 tuner, and Flame Bulgar and Observator Dragon, so you can get your Rocket Engine started. Really solid card. I would definitely play the 2. And for the last one of Foolish Barrel and Reborn, I'm allowed to play these cards. Soul Charge sadly got banned. So these 2 are still illegal. And I was playing 1 for 1, like I said, but you don't need 1 for 1 right now. I feel like these 2 are the only spell cards that you should be playing. And for my trap cards, I am playing 3 Ret Reboots because I just want to go in for game. There are some decks that are not playing any traps. Thunder Dragons are playing 1 and 2 traps, which is, it's probably Dynamiscus, Paleozoic Dynamiscus, so you can stop that and you can go for gain. Colossus hurts, but you can deal with a Colossus or two. Against Striker, you want to shut that. There can only be one. That card's just, it's AIDS, it really is. It shuts down impermanence. It shuts down basically back row decks that you can already OTK in the first place. So having access to this basically ensure victory. I'm paying half of my life points, and then having that with the Strudel is perfectly fine. If it means killing you, that's pretty good. Some of the cards that I do want to add, I think I want to play with these. I saw a list online that was playing with these cards. Set rotation, get to a field spell. In that case, I think I'm going to have to add a third field spell, just because I don't want to draw one and have this card dead, and this card's busted. So I could fit in one. Even if I'm going second, I should probably fit in one. And in fact, let's go and get it right now. I can play one Mystic Mine. Since I'm already going second, I can lock out my opponent. Let's see, Mystic Mine. Sorry guys, I wanted to do this like this so you can see me on spot, basically searching for cards. Yeah, Mystic Mine was something that I thought about, just because I'm going second. It allows me to play through a few negations, if you will. There we go. So cool. And you're gonna be asking me, Alex, why are you double sleeving this? Well, I'm not gonna be playing this at any major tournament for a little bit, so I decided to go on ahead and just double sleeve my deck to keep it protected. And because look at these sleeves, you've seen them before. I'm a big fan of these. So again, adding to the field spell engine, really cool, really useful way to get to your broken field spells and locking out your opponents out of theirs. You never really want to give this to them, but there's some place where you can, when they start their engine or their play, you can Heretics seals this that is set to your hand, and you can summon Ether and banish a guy, which is really cool. Just the one Mystic Mine, and it also lets you play it against Dom decks, and you can do your combos like that. You don't have to worry about negations. So Mystic Mine and set rotation, and I said that I wanted to add this card, and this card basically lets you get back a rocket. And when he is, let's see, activate this card by targeting one rocket monster in your graveyard, special summon and equip it, this card to it, but banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster was destroyed, you can draw one card. So basically it lets you get a bullet for your Boro monsters, and while you do that, it lets you draw a card, and that rocket will float into something, which is really huge. I don't think I necessarily need that, because the only Boro monster I play is Borosaur, and that will never come up. I do like it that it sort of does something with the rocket cards. We're not focusing on the rocket engine as much yet, but it definitely is an option. So I will show you the Link monsters that I played, and let's just start with this guys, the brothers of destruction. Guard dragons, they're so busted. What else can I say about these guys? They're ridiculous. One of the best cards, really. I don't know what they were smoking, but we're allowed to bleed with these guys, and you play one of each. If anything, you can play a second LP, honestly. LP is amazing. They all are amazing, honestly. Some people are not playing Pisty, which is understandable, but in this deck, you use all three. A lot. Still with the rocket, part of the rocket engine, and I am so happy I played two of this thing. Last minute I decided to run the second copy just because it's a generic dragon Link. Any two dragons, I'm mainly playing dragons, so this card has so many good applications. It's such a broken card. I really didn't understand the power of it up until I wanted to play a second one. I just thought, why am I not playing a second one? And then I thought, it allows me to do all of these things. Yes, so from now on, I am playing 2. If Needle Fiber comes out, I will definitely make this copy a Needle Fiber. But as of right now, 2. I feel like you should play 2, and maybe you should look into that. For Link 2's, Romulus, he breaks your Guard Dragon lock a lot of the times because himself is a dragon that gets you Ravine. He can always use special summon somebody from your hand, but you never want to do that. Don't do that. He's excellent. He lets you search Ravine and break your Guard Dragon lock. Really, really strong. I mean, Triple Burst Dragon is not the best card, but he is one of the better cards in this extra deck. His arrows are excellent for one, and both his effects are really good. He can get back your Guard Dragons. Did you know that? The Guard Dragons, this guy can only be summoned once per turn. Special summon once per turn. But if he's I guess once per turn you can tribute this guy, except for the turn that he was summoned, to special summon a Link 2 or lower from the graveyard. Your Guard Dragons go off again. Excellent card. During the damage step, he can negate one thing, which is really good. It's really useful. Big fan of that card. I'm glad I get to play with it and actually play with it, not just like summon, link, pass. For my generic Link 2s, actually, let's talk about this card. So, I play Quad Barrel Dragon. It's a good card, excellent card. Not yet, though. Not yet. And I want it to be so good. I really, really do. But it's not useful just yet. Once we get Striker Dragon, then yes. Then we'll be able to do more play spots. Right now, he is... Last minute I caught him for a set. That's what I had, the second copy of the Heretics Field for this. But if you're playing this card, props to you. I think it's a great card. Not right now, but maybe later. Beat Cop. This used to be Cyframe Lambda, and I love Cyframe Lambda. At 1700, you can activate Gamma from hand. It's amazing. But sometimes you only have Rocket Tracer and like Reborn like card, and you're gonna need to activate Rocket Tracer's effects, and the only way that you're gonna be able to do anything afterwards is if you have Beat Cop, since she is dark. Everything else, they all are light. Lumphralinka is light, and I had that at first. So it sucked that I had to cut the Lambda, but it makes sense because that play came up. It really did come up. So the one Beat Cop, sometimes we just need to pop multi-roll. That's all you need. Sometimes you just need to pop that mine. Nightmare Phoenix, play it. This will become an Appaloosa very soon. Not yet, but Sir Yuya, it's cool. Cool card. It will become a Palooza once I get my hands on one. Every time I summon this card, I win the game. It has not changed, so I'm gonna keep doing it. For the Synchros, and I'm playing one more than most people are, but I'm playing the heart and soul of the deck. If you don't get to this card, you don't get to play the deck at its full potential. You can still do dragon things, but this card, it's the deck. Amazing card. I don't know what they were smoking. I really don't. I'm a World Chalice player, as you know. I love World Chalice, but that card is way too strong. I decided to play one Cyverse Quantum Dragon. I could make 7s with ease, especially because these guys. But I never made him with these guys. I always made him with this Shrudo. And when I did, this card was great. This card was amazing. It's not a dragon, which sucks, but it clear boards. It definitely did. Big fan of this card. Very aggressive. Definitely should probably keep playing it. So I think I'm going to keep playing it for now. That could be Black Rose, but I think he deserves to be in the extra deck for now. Really good card. World Savage Dragon. You summon it to protect your board. Omni negation, bigger attack. It usually goes to defense when you stab Boral Sword Dragon, but besides that, really good card. Definitely excellent addition. And for my target of choice for Agripane, you can summon anything really, but this card is amazing. I'm sure you'll know, but if again, if you manage to go first and full combo off and your opponent decides to keep playing, well, I don't know what they're thinking, because it's usually a game. So this card never stays on board for more than a minute. People usually quit when they see the board, right? And when you go a second, you summon this guy, you usually win that moment. So he doesn't stay around for too long, but it shows the amount of power that he has just to be able to do that. Crystalling is great and all, but crystalling is not dark. You will be locked out of your own extra deck if you play crystalling. I'm a big fan of it, but not today. Definitely best target. That's it for the main deck and extra deck. The side deck was, I can like breeze through it really. It wasn't anything special. I had 3 Twin, I had 3 Lancia, 2 Saravas, I had Gamma, the playset of Gamma and the Driver. I had Super Poly and Starving Venom that are now currently in my Thunder Dragon deck, of course. There was a lot of cards that I wanted to play, and there was a lot of cards that I should have not played, like the World Legacy World Chalice. It's not the greatest card to play, and I acknowledge that, but it's so much fun to resolve, and especially its Graveyard effect. It's amazing, it lets you come back, but there's no coming back again. I made this deck to go and kill my opponent, and that's what it happened. So from now on, I'm just going to keep testing this and see how it goes, and hopefully you guys want to see plays with it. Expect some more videos about this deck later in the future, because this is what I'm going to be playing if nothing else comes up that catches my eye. And one thing that I am going to play that I just want to fit it in there is it's Dark Arm, because it's searchable, and I love Dark Arm. So if you guys want to see an update later, of course let me know. If you guys want to see plays, of course I'll see what's up with those. I'll definitely want to bring those for you guys. If you guys have any questions, please post them down below. There's a lot to talk about, you know, when it comes to this deck. This deck it's crazy. It has so many plays, and yet it's not the best deck in any way. I believe that if you want to play something like this, just go play Pendulums, but I'm not taking this too seriously just yet, because it's not the greatest. Soon though, soon. And if you guys want to learn more about this deck, I can definitely talk about more about it. How to side deck against it, how to side with it, how to go about plays, how to go about like scenarios, and we can all learn and master this deck, just because I've been playing dragon-ish decks for a very long time. Again, if you guys have any questions, please post them down below. If you like the deck, if you like the explanations, like the video. I'll see what I can do for more videos. But again, if you stay with me for this long, holy hell, thank you. I appreciate it. If you like this content, go on my channel, look up the other videos, and I hope you like what you see. Again, if you like the video, if you like the deck, subscribe to stay tuned, and I will talk to you guys later. Alex out. Peace.